Good morning, guys. Welcome to the video. Today, remember these kitchen cabinets that we changed? Well, they're getting accessorized with some brand new floors. So we're gonna be changing our floors today, so I'm super excited to take you guys on the journey for today. So let's get into it. I hope you guys excuse me in my earlier bed hair, but it is dumb early. It's actually like 7 a.m. and they started working on these floors. But as you guys can see, we did pay a professional to put down laminate floors into our kitchen, something durable, something just aesthetically more pleasing, right? Because if you guys look at our wood floors, they look great. And if you look at the kitchen tiles, it just doesn't do the kitchen justice, especially since we refaced the cabinets. But we are missing one thing, so we're actually gonna head to Home Depot real quick and pick up some stuff that we need for the kitchen just to top it off. So we're here at the Home Depot and we're actually picking up some shoe molding. It's actually the only piece that we're missing right now. A few weeks back we picked up the laminate floors as well as a transition piece, and we pretty much picked up everything a few weeks in advance just because we wanted to make sure we had everything we needed prior to the guy coming. Now with that being said, don't worry, I am going to give you all the details, everything that we purchased and everything that we went into the floors, pretty much price, all that stuff, and I have an entire list of everything we use, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So if you guys are looking to do it yourself, or if you're looking to hire somebody, first make sure you talk to them and make sure you know exactly what you need for your floors or whatever project you're doing. But secondly, at least it gives you an idea of what on the ballpark of what we spent and what kind of went into the floors and so on, right? So we're here, gonna pick up the shoe molding and let's head back home. And so our kitchen floors are now finished. Look at that. We picked the sterling oak wood laminate from Home Depot and they came out absolutely fantastic. They look great in this kitchen. Now the only thing that's missing is this little countertop here. Got to change that bad boy, or at least do something to kind of bring the cohesiveness of the kitchen together. But there is one last thing that we need to do, and that is paint down here, which we're actually gonna start doing pretty soon, just to ensure that we have a nice white coating at the bottom of the kitchen cabinets. So let's get into that. So as you guys can see, we painted the borders so that we can match the kitchen cabinets. Now it's been a few hours since we put our last coating of paint on the borders. For myself and Opie, we were just talking about it and we just find it to be a little frustrating sometimes when you have to kind of put the final touches onto a project. Ultimately, when you're paying somebody to do a service, you expect everything to get done, inclusive of the floors, paint, molding, whatever the case may be. Now, that's not to take away from the work that the guy did. I think that he did a great job. The floors look great. He moved the stove, the refrigerator, everything was moved, so we have floors everywhere. He did a great job. But, you know, for us personally, having to go down there and just paint everything, even though it took like maybe 15 to 20 minutes, just the fact that we had to do it kind of gets frustrating after a certain point. But I do want to give you guys more details about the floors, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what we purchased, what we were looking for, and also what we were recommended to buy. So let's go over that. So the floors that we decided to go with were the LifeProof, waterproof, rigid core, vinyl plank flooring. The color that we have, so you guys can see, is the sterling oak, just to kind of give you guys a good idea of what it looks like if you were interested in purchasing that specific color. Now, the reason why the contractor recommended these was because these also have a rubber back which allows it to kind of just absorb any type of moisture or anything like that. So they do have a decent amount of wear and tear behind them. And you guys can see they have enhanced wear layer, easy drop lock installation. These are actually super easy to install. We were watching them do it and they were really easy to install. They are pretty good, and the thing I like about them the most in comparison to our hardwood floors. I know you guys can't probably see it too clearly, but our hardwood floors is actually a true hardwood, and you see all the scratches, all the imperfections in the floors. In comparison to a vinyl flooring, you don't see any scratches, so we can kind of mess these floors up and nothing would kind of happen. So that's pretty dope. So just to give you guys an idea of how easy it is actually to install these things, and the only reason why I said that Opie and I probably could have done it ourselves is because if you see here, all these pieces have grooves on the sides. And all you're essentially doing is attaching them, right? Now, I might not doing it correctly right now, but all you essentially need is a hammer to just jam it in there, and it locks in, and essentially you're pretty much done. The only thing you need to do is just make sure that your layout fits the entirety of the actual space that you're using it in. I'm pretty sure the market norm is now to have this rubber backing now, just to kind of make it a little bit more durable, but definitely check these out. But if you are interested in purchasing these floors, I highly recommend these floors. They were super easy to install, almost to the point that even Opie and I said, you know, we can probably do this ourselves if we had the time and patience, and maybe just the right tools to kind of cut everything that we needed to. I think maybe that's the only thing that we were missing, because if you guys can see here, a full-size piece is laid out like this. So this is one full piece, right? That's how it comes in the box. They had a tool that allowed them to cut the floor into halves, and what she started to kind of, I don't know if you guys can tell, but installing it into pieces and kind of giving it the flooring layout that we have now. So ultimately, if you have the tools to actually put down the floors yourself, in terms of installing it, you probably just need a hammer, and you just gotta kind of be diligent. I think if you watch enough YouTube videos on how to install these floors, you probably figure it out within like 20 to 30 minutes. But they're really easy, super simple to use. So the size of our kitchen is actually 90 inches, and in width it's 91 inches. We recommended to get 100 square feet of the vinyl floors so that we had enough flooring for pretty much everything. Now, the only reason that we had bought extra was because we also planned to install that into the bathroom and probably downstairs as well. Something like, you know, a kitchen of this size, pretty decent, and 4 boxes got the job done, and we still had pieces left over for 1 box, and then we had 1 complete box left over. Now, the only other thing you probably need from Home Depot is this piece right here, which is not sold with those boxes specifically. These are called transition pieces. You're gonna need at least 1 transition piece to allow yourself to transition, I guess, your one floor into the next. Now, that is completely dependent on whether you need a transition piece or not. Again, highly recommend that if you are gonna do this project on your own, that you talk to somebody from Home Depot, Lowe's, or whoever, get their advice, see what they recommend, because ultimately those are the professionals. We had somebody professional do it for ourselves. And of course, I think just for ourselves personally, the reason we got a transition piece was because, one, the floor would kind of be uneven, right? You'd kind of trip over it every time you'd step into the kitchen. So the transition piece is like a nice little kind of transition into the kitchen. Now, the only thing left, of course, are these counters, which we'll probably do a future video on. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But if you guys do have any questions, make sure you leave a comment down below. Ask your questions. I'm here to help any way possible. I don't know much about actually installing the floors, but in terms of what we purchased and what we needed to actually get this project done, I have all the information. We actually spent maybe, I think, $300 on the floors, and that's with an extra box and a half. So kind of take that into consideration. So you're probably paying about, I think it was maybe like $2 a square foot, I think it was. I don't know the exact price. They also do have these little samples to kind of give you guys an idea. These are the pieces that we were picking between, and just to kind of give you an idea of what you could probably find at Home Depot or even Lowe's, is that they have these small sample sizes just to kind of put it against the floor, give you an idea of what everything looks like, and if whether or not which one you want to do. Ultimately, we went with the sterling oak. Actually, no, it's this one, my bad. We went with this one. We just felt like it honestly just went much better with the house, and it just kind of brings everything together and makes it a lot more cohesive. But that is going to be a wrap for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and thank you for watching. Peace.
Mother lover, you gon' love this. Graduated from a rebel to a revolutionary in my area, they love this. I'm a wreck it like I'm revving the engine, heaven's ascension, every dimension, give me attention. Look at my soul, look at my heart, look at my hope. Got the world on my back, but I carry it though. Tell them God got my hand, I ain't